How much longer do y'all think this show can survive? Like, realistically, honestly, how much longer do y'all think this show can survive? It's been 6 seasons. We are still talking about Melody and Martell's divorce. We are still talking about the issues or the allegations that Marsau is cheating. We are still, this is the first episode. We haven't heard Maurice complain about not getting sex. Like, it's just become now they brought in Kiki to do the dirty work to make it seem as if the show is moving forward, and it's not. And it's not. What storylines do we have? Melody has all these businesses, supposedly. We're not seeing her work on anything. Martell is supposedly back into working with his business or whatever he was supposed to be doing. We haven't seen any of that outside of him and Fred standing at the site. Supposedly, his friend girl is Sheree. We're not seeing a stitch of She by Sheree, but they did joke about him moving to the chateau. We're not seeing anything at Black. We're not even seeing them being, they don't even film inside Black when it's open. We're not really seeing Stormy talk about this business. You have a successful hair care business. Canvas Beauty is supposedly doing good. It's in all these different retailers, whatever the case. We're not seeing you do anything since you've really fired your cousin. We know what Kimmy does, but we don't know what Kimmy does. Lord knows we don't see Maurice do no work. What is the purpose of the show? I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 6, episode 22. Not about to kiki and ha ha. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. So we pick up where the last one left off, where Marsau was screaming for them to drug test Kiki. So, him and Tisha ran up to Kimmy as if Kimmy is like the school principal, but they run up to Kimmy. She drew a whole drink on Tisha. Yes, she did. Tisha should have got up and hit her back. Do I think that her throwing the drink was right? Absolutely not. But what's it to you to go tell another adult? Handle it. Handle it yourself. So y'all go run up and tell Kimmy while Marsau is screaming, drug test her ass. Get a producer in here, get the police here and drug test her. I mean, Kiki's husband feels a way about that. But meanwhile, Kiki is in the back. Show did. We know you did, girl. We saw it. We saw it. We saw all of it, okay? Tisha saw and felt all of that. Kiki's husband is running up on Marsau while Marsau is visibly running from this man. Like, not even trying to disguise it. Marsau is running from this man. Marsau, you don't get to say shit else about what you are going to do or what you ain't going to do to nobody, because you sat there and ran from this man. You didn't even stand and let them fake hold you back. You decided to run. You're a runner, you're a track star. You gonna run away when it gets hard. How embarrassing. I don't know what's embarrassing. Tisha getting a drink thrown in her face or her husband running from a fight. What's more embarrassing? Jalen is the adult in the room and he's telling Kiki, leave. Go. Leave. I said, I'm sick of everybody. Let's shut down the whole damn party. Let's just shut everything down. Melody walks by Maurice and said, I'm sorry this happened at your house. It's like, Melody girl going somewhere. What do you... I feel like Melody has almost become like the comic relief. Like, why is she walking around telling everybody, I'm so sorry this happened. I'm so sorry this happened. Girl, what? Go sit down somewhere. She then says, this is why I keep people away from my house. And I mean, as funny and shady as that sounds, it's real. It's real. That's why so many people don't want to have events at their house. Because you get a little bit of liquor involved or conflict, anger, whatever the case, and now it turns into this. So Maurice and Kimmy are sitting in their confessional and they're saying that Amin was wrong for defending his wife because, you don't defend somebody when they're wrong. Marsau should not have yelled out drug tester. That's what he's upset about. I hate how the way the Scotts, Maurice and Kimmy, and then Tisha and Marsau will know that the other Scott couple, the other Scott family, is dead ass wrong about something, but they will do backflips and play semantics to try to defend it. Kiki was wrong for throwing the drink. Yes, we can all acknowledge that. She was wrong for that. But Marsau was also wrong for throwing her drug addiction in her face as well. He was wrong for that. He was wrong for that. So, what is supposed to do? Let you call his wife a drug addict, whether she is or not? No husband, no sibling, no parent, no child is going to let you just throw that into their loved one's face. Well, you a drug addict, so you must be on drugs right now. No. There's like this whole confessional was silly. So then Melody and Stormy are out front with Kiki. Melanie asks Kiki, did somebody put their hands on you? Well, no. Did somebody say something to you? Did somebody cuss you out, do whatever? No. So why did you throw that drink on her? Why? Why? Kiki really has no explanation aside from she is still mad that Tisha would not talk to her about Marsau cheating. Look. Look. If she don't want to hear that about these allegations that her husband is cheating, let her ass stay willfully ignorant about the situation. Let her stay willfully ignorant. I don't understand this. If Tisha thinks that Marsau ain't cheating, then damn it, Marsau's not cheating. We have yet to get a picture. We have yet to see a Polaroid. We have yet to see an Instagram story. We have yet to even see a damn Snapchat. The way that some of these YouTubers and stans do all but follow these people and have probably fucking air tags on them to know where this cast is going at all times. If Marsau was truly sloppy with his cheating, we would know about it by now. We would have proof. Irrefutable proof. Not that wide back ass man that we saw in that picture. We would have proof. Until we get some dead ass proof, who cares? Why do y'all care that Marsau is cheating on Tisha? It literally has nothing to do with any of us watching the show. Not a thing. It has nothing to do with any of us. Who the fuck cares? Tisha's not gonna leave Marsau anyways. She's not. I feel like if Tisha even had the proof, she is not going to leave Marsau. So why do we care? Kiki, why do you care? Imagine being mad that somebody doesn't want to hear something negative about their spouse. Let her stay miserable in that marriage. Let her stay miserable in it. Tisha is inside telling Principal Kimmy that Kiki wanted her attention because the rumor that Marsau is cheating on her. And Kimmy's like, oh, this rumor again? Yes, this rumor again. The same rumor that y'all have been saying since what, season 1 or 2? Yes, about that same person, that same woman that is supposedly cheating on Marsau. He is either paying this heifer off very well to shut the hell up, or he's not cheating. It's really one of two options, right? So Marsau feels that Kiki feels that Tisha is living the life that Kiki feels she is supposed to live. Maybe. Kimmy says she didn't know that they had this energy because otherwise she wouldn't have invited her. Yes, she would have, because Carlos would have told y'all that we told Kiki that her call time is 3 p.m. So when Kiki gets there, y'all be ready because Kiki's coming. Let's not act like y'all have a say-so in who gets invited to these events. These are call times. The same way that on Love and Marriage, on Love and Hip Hop, they have call times. The same way that on Basketball Wives, there are call times. The same way at Housewives of Potomac, there are call times. Unless it is a, for serious, very personal situation where you don't have to invite everybody. But this backyard barbecue that y'all had the rest of the cast at, you knew damn well Kiki was going to come regardless, right? So Tisha's in their confessional saying that she's done. I am done with Kiki. It's best for us to move forward and be done. Marsau said, yeah, but you're probably not. You know why? Because this is a storyline for Tisha. See, Marsau and Tisha don't have to talk about the real within their household, the real within their marriage, when they could just use Kiki as a scapegoat. And Kiki too damn stupid to realize that Melody uses her for a storyline, that Tisha is using her for a storyline, that Marsau is using her for a storyline, and that now it seems that Stormy is using her for a storyline. Because we don't have to talk about the issues within our life and within our household when we can sit there and use Kiki's dumb ass and let her do it. Because Kiki wants to be on TV so bad that she is willing to be a scapegoat and cause all this discourse and turmoil so that she can get 5 minutes of fame. We don't care about the show when it goes off. But hey, all right. So Melody is everybody. What happened before you got ignored? Because you are not just going to wig out the way that you did because somebody ignored you. Why? I have been ignored by somebody before. We all have. Hell, no part of me ever wants to run up and throw a drink on that person. So she then asks Tisha, Melody, asks Tisha if she's okay, tells her once again, because Melody's sorry that everything happened. Melody, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You gonna change your shirt? Tisha's like, no, my little piece of shirt gonna dry. Melody then goes and asks Marsau if he's okay. He said he's fine. He done lost his damn appetite. He don't even want to eat no more. Marsau said that whenever there's a rumor about him, people automatically believe it. Yes, the hell we do. We do. Yep, we do. You know why? Because you have a nasty disposition. The way that you have presented yourself on this show has been somebody that's manipulative, somebody that's a liar, somebody that is just a natural agent of chaos. So yes, people do believe the worst of you, Marsau. You have given us no reason not to. You have given us absolutely zero reason to not believe the absolute worst of you. Tiffany shows up. I said, look at this. No carrier, no diaper bag, no bottle, no nothing. Just ace and vibes. I said, look at this shit here. What? You don't even have a fucking blank. Y'all... Why she got this fresh baby just draped over her shoulder? I don't even think Tiffany had even a little towel or anything. The baby just laid up on her shoulder, mouth wide open. I said, so then of course she has to be shady. Yeah, my plus one is Ace because what's her husband? Lou is out coaching. Yeah, he's at work. He works for Alabama State. Was it Alabama State or Alabama A&M? He works for a collegiate baseball team. So he's working. He's working, Tiffany. You know that. We don't feel sorry for you. You begged this man for this damn baby. He told y'all weren't going to have time for the baby. Now look at you. Figure it out. So everyone is sitting around eating. And Jalen comes driving Kimmy's Jeep around. Kimmy instantly knows that it's hers. She's excited. She takes off, goes for a ride. She's geeked. Highlight of the episode. So Tisha, cousin Courtney, her hair was a lot. It was like up here. What was going on with that? What was going on with that hair? Okay. So Tisha is telling Courtney what happened. I guess Courtney just got there. Okay. Or maybe Courtney was late. I don't know. So Tiffany is interjecting and it's like, ma'am, nobody asked you. Nobody was talking to you. You don't know what happened because you weren't here. Be quiet. This is why everybody don't like Tiffany, because Tiffany comes in and interjects herself into something. This is two cousins talking about their cousin. Who are you to come in and try to interject into this conversation? Go find your baby a bottle. Why don't you have a blanket with you? Where's the diaper bag? Like, I have way too many questions for Tiffany for you to be worrying about what just happened with Kiki when you already don't even like Kiki. So, cousin Courtney is talking to Tisha, and it's so funny how Tisha has so much to say now. Now Tisha has so much mouth, and Tisha done found her voice. But when Kiki was there, you would have won. You would have won the Beyonce challenge. Look around, everybody on mute. You and Marsau would have won for sure. But now here you are just bumping the gums about everything that happened. I cannot stand people that do that. If you can't talk when that person is around, don't get behind closed doors or wait till that person to leave to want to get all swole up in the chest. So, Cousin Courtney kept asking, so what is really going on between Kiki and Tisha? So Marsau said, well, let Kiki tell it. Everybody's lying on Kiki, even down to the Home Depot and the Crime Stoppers. Every time y'all mention Crime Stoppers, the production company, LMMH, LAMH, what did I say? LMMH? LAMH, they got to put the disclaimer up. I still think that, I still do not think it was Kiki that stole anything. I think that somebody else was stealing and they freeze framed on Kiki as she was walking out the store. And I think they freeze framed on the wrong person. Because if Kiki would have stole, Kiki would have been prosecuted by now. Hell, she's all over the damn TV. Kiki would have at least been brought in for questioning or something. So I think that which can happen where they just freeze frame on the wrong person. That's what I think happened personally. So Melody asks, why did Marsau and Amin get into a fight? Melody says she didn't see the thing. She was over there winning money playing cards. So Marsau said because he called Kiki a drug addict. And everybody was like, why did you do that? So Marsau said because anger doesn't make you throw drinks. And I beg to differ. As many drinks, as much as we've all been watching reality TV, we have seen many a drink, or in Evelyn Lozada's case, a wine bottle be thrown at somebody. That has all come from anger and not drugs. That has all come from anger and not drugs. No one thinks that Evelyn Lozada is on a drug. But we know that heifer has anger issues, and when she gets mad, that vein in the front of her head gets active. Just like Erica Mena. We saw her throw bottles and shit. We've seen Eric Williams splash Jennifer Williams in the face. We have seen, just last week on Basketball Wives, we saw Brittany Renner throw a drink. That had nothing to do with drugs. So that was an ignorant statement. He then said that he just wanted to make Amin mad, and so that was why he said it. And see, Marsau, this is why we think the absolute worst about you, because it almost feels like Marsau doesn't even believe a lot of the stuff that he says. You're just saying stuff just to be petty. What is the purpose of you making Kiki's husband mad? What is the purpose in that? What does that serve? To get them kicked out the party? So Stormy then said, well, is that what you did to Courtney? So she was like, when you was doing what you did to Courtney, what if he would have stood up? You'd have got your ass beat. So Marsau was like, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't have. We'll never know because you would have ran from Courtney the same way you ran from Amin. So we would never know. So it then turns into the conversation about Stormy calling him a bitch. Stormy was like, yeah, but you agreed to call yourself the bigger bitch. This is what bothers me about Stormy. You know damn well calling a man a bitch is a trigger for them. No man wants to be called a bitch. It's degrading. You know that. You know that. So for you to sit and act like it's not a big deal, so the next time Tisha sees Courtney, Tisha should call Courtney's ass a big bitch then and see what happens. You can't, I hate that Stormy is trying to act as if this is just not a big deal. So Marsau is like, I guess that's just normal, to you. And Stormy was like, yeah, it is. So Marsau was like, no, anytime you call a man a bitch, you're trying to trigger them. And Stormy knows good and goddamn well that it was. You were trying to get a rise out of Marsau. The fact that you didn't get a rise out of him, you kept saying it. You kept saying it because you were hoping that Marsau would get activated, and he didn't. He didn't. So that's why you're trying to get him upset by saying that. So then Martell flips it and said that no wife should let a woman call her husband a bitch. And Tisha, that was directed towards you because you did just sit there. You did just sit there. I feel like Marsau should have a problem with Tisha for not saying anything. So Stormy then said that it's normal. So Kimmy is like, I'm gonna call cap on that, and I'm with Kimmy because, like Kiki said, Stormy, you would not have been okay if Marsau called you a bitch. So you can't say that calling somebody a bitch is normal. Stormy is like, if it bothers you, then you should have just said, don't call me one. What man wouldn't be bothered by getting called a bitch though? What man? So Marsau was like, okay, well then don't call me a bitch. They shake on it. In her confessional, Stormy is like, well, I think his behavior warranted it. I don't see a problem with it. Okay, so I hope that the next time that you get into it with somebody, that they feel comfortable enough to call Courtney a bitch repeatedly. Because if his behavior is warranting it, then it should be okay, right? Come on. We got to call a spade a spade. Stormy knows what she's doing when she does that to Marsau. She knows. So Stormy then said that Kiki is clean and is in recovery. Marsau tells her, have you ever been around somebody that's on drugs? Now, I personally don't have that experience, right? I have not been around somebody in close proximity that is on drugs. The closest I've been is growing up, my grandmother owned a triplex. So she lived in the bottom house, and then at the top was another family member, and then on the other side at the top, because it was like two houses on the top, was a woman, a tenant, and she ended up turning and getting on drugs. And I remember it was Christmas Day. I would never forget it. I probably was like maybe 11 or 12, and her family was trying to get her clean. So they had, made sure she was in the house, locked her in the house. I think her husband or her dude, boyfriend, whatever, ran out to grab something really quick. And she jumped from the top porch. Think of a duplex. She jumped off the top porch and looked real crackheadish, and she went running. That's the closest I've been. So when I look at Kiki, do I think Kiki's on drugs? I don't know. One, I don't know that lady. Two, I just don't know. So Stormy is like, yeah, my best friend that used to live with me, she doesn't anymore. So Marsau was like, why doesn't she? So then Stormy gets all, emotional. She walks away, and Marsau was like, damn, chill. But Marsau does go and apologize, and he said that he just didn't know. He does agree that he does need to be more sensitive about it. Courtney has said time and time again too, cousin Courtney, that it's not funny. There's no need to call out and make light of the fact that Kiki is on drugs. Y'all use it as a scapegoat. It's never funny to throw that in somebody's face. I think the same way that when people suffer from mental illness and stuff like that, it's never okay to be like, you depressed right now, or you going through an episode. You can't say that to somebody, just like you shouldn't throw the fact that somebody could be on drugs back into their face either. Like Courtney said, if y'all think it is, pull her to the side. That's literally all y'all have to do. Pull her to the side. But okay. So then we get Martell and Courtney, Stormy's Courtney, are getting ready to work out, and Chris Fletcher comes with his shirt tucked in. And I said, why is this man on the show? Chris and Nell don't need to be on the show. They don't need to be mingling with this cast. They don't fit. They just don't fit. So they're talking about what happened at the barbecue with Kiki. Courtney said he don't like Marsau's energy. He always has words for Stormy. Martell tells Courtney, but yeah, Stormy keeps calling him a bitch. You need to talk to your wife about that. I think that Stormy runs through that household. I think Stormy runs Courtney, so that's probably why he doesn't say anything back to her about that. But it's not okay for you to be going around, because it almost seems like Stormy just be wanting Courtney to fight anyways. She's trying her damnedest to get Courtney activated to, start fighting to like start fighting Marsau, and it's irritating. It's irritating because you're going to put your husband in a situation that's not going to be the best. Quit trying to get that man to fight because you're going around talking too much shit. That's really what it is. So Courtney then agrees that he'll talk to Marsau and kind of let him know, quit playing with me, whatever the case. But he wants to talk to him on neutral ground. Martell mentions something about having 20-something more days to move. Listen, I'm sick of hearing about this. Move when you move, Martell. It's almost like Chris is just on here to help move your storyline along because, like, it's the household or not. Are you going to move or not? Do you have to move or not? What happened to you having to be out by the 30th? How did that turn into 20-something odd more days? So then we get a joke about, are you moving to Atlanta, to the chateau? No. Y'all know he's not. Y'all know he's not. So we then get a very unnecessary tidbit that Stormy and Chris might be cousins. I guess they had already talked about it. If y'all knew this, why did Martell introduce Chris to Courtney? I'm so sick of this show. Carlos is too busy trying to interview anybody that has ever been a trending topic in 2023 that he's not even focused on his shows. Don't y'all watch Love and Marriage DC? That hasn't even come back on. But Bell Collective is coming back for those of y'all that watch that. But we don't care. We don't care. I don't care that Stormy and Chris Fletcher might be cousins. Y'all could have saved that for the 23andMe that y'all are going to do in the privacy of your own home. We don't care. So the final scene is Kiki and her husband are at this messy, disorganized, disheveled storage unit. Clean it up, guys. Get it together. The way that it was stuff everywhere up in there, if you got to be pulled out over stuff, then it's time to organize it a little bit better. But they're there because apparently they are moving. So Kiki has 3 kids. The oldest plays football. Her husband it probably feels like they're moving to a different school zone. That's what I'm guessing, different school district, because they have a better football team. And he feels that his son is going to be better utilized there. Kiki don't want to move, said that they're just focused on the one child and the sports and not the other children. Said, you like the school, but again, that's something that we could really be seeing about y'all. But no, you're choosing to make your storyline wanting to bring down Marsau and Tisha for cheating when it really just doesn't involve you. Kiki, you're going too hard. Kiki, you acting like you fucked them. Are you part of the cheatation? What is going on? So conveniently, Melanie knows exactly where their storage locker is. So Melanie shows up and she's saying that she has never seen get so out of character. Said that, he respects Maurice, said he's an upstanding man. I said until it comes to his wife having cancer. That's where Maurice draws the line of being upstanding. He's the one that's talking about Kimmy not having hair and how he's not getting, enough sex, even though his wife just went through cancer. But hey, he's an upstanding man, right? So, lost my notes. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so Melody was like, well, after y'all left, we kept talking about it, and Tisha was saying just how much she, really, really likes you. They was like, that's a lie. She don't like him. She treats him terribly. I said, well. So Melody was like, I think Melody in that moment was trying to, smooth it over and be like, you know what? They're not mad at you. They said they like you, but apparently not. So just feels that it was lame for Marsau to yell out about the drug test. And Melody was like, well, you would have defended Kiki if somebody threw a drink at her. And was like, I'm not tripping about that. It's the fact that he yelled out about the drug test. So Kiki wishes that she had a way to tap into her psyche before she goes 0 to 100. I said, your common sense don't work? Your brain don't work, Kiki? What do you mean? So then Melody was like, why don't we have you tried therapy? Kiki says, I go to therapy in my anger management. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you just bunched them all together. No, you don't. So Melody said, well, they were still joking about the addiction when you left. And she said, but let's prove them wrong. I got this. You should take a drug test. And I got one right here. I said, Melody, girl, what? What? Aren't different drug tests for different things? Nonetheless, Kiki looks shook and said that she ain't taking nothing unless Marsau takes a lie detector, which we know he's not going to take. So we know that Kiki, and Kiki knows that, which is why Kiki doesn't want to take her drug test. I feel like anybody that does not want to take a drug test thinks that they might fail. You can call me today. My employer, right? When I go to work Monday and I go in the office, they could say, you know what, Tammy, we're going to do a drug test on you. And I would be like, okay, cool. Because there's nothing in my system, right? I haven't done any drugs. There's nothing in my system. I'm cool. I'm clean. The fact that Kiki was like, no, if he takes Kiki she might got a little something up in her system. She might got a little something in her system. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What did y'all think about it? What do y'all think about the show? Like, I mean, like, what, like, there has to be something else we can talk about, right? Right? If you haven't already, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.